Welcome back to the Modern Retail Experience, the series that delves into the latest trends, market changes, and technological advancements that are shaping the world of retail. In this episode, we'll explore how retailers can maximize their training programs, introduce new technologies, and evolve their in-store operations, all while creating the best customer experience possible. By embracing these new programs and technologies, retailers can continue to thrive in this dynamic and rapidly evolving industry. So join us as we explore all that the modern retail experience has to offer and discover how retailers are using technology to stay ahead of the curve.
As you're preparing new technologies for the store, get those store teams involved early in the process. Talk to the store teams, find out what existing processes might change because of whatever the new technology is that you're bringing out. Choose a few of those store representatives and have them try out the new technology ahead of any kind of a pilot test or other rollout, just to get their initial feedback and see if there's something you might want to tweak in the process.
There's so many times that I've seen programs rolled out and then the associates in the store just do not have the right devices. So your platforms that you're introducing, whether that be a learning and development platform, a communications platform, is only as good as the device that people have access to use it. So number one, start with getting the stores a device that they can actually access all of the information that you're giving to them.
One thing that's really changed a lot in retail recently is that so many of these technologies are provided by third parties. So bringing those third parties into the mix, I think, makes a lot of sense, whether that's in developing the training materials, in the backstage role, or whether it's actually working with associates and helping facilitate training and making them aware of updates. Because these are the companies that have the bigger picture. They usually work with a lot of retailers and brands, so they know what works best and can bring best practices to the fore. Also, for large retailers, it's critical that executive leadership has buy-in to these new technologies. Because if they're not bought into it, it's not going to get translated into strategy and it won't become a mandate, further on down the chain.
Ultimately, if their team are performing better and sales are going up and conversions going up and customers are happier and customer satisfaction is going up, then I think you could have a pretty good idea that your training is being effective. But also colleague satisfaction, I think, is important to measure, because ultimately we need to know that our own people, our employees, are happy with the training and development programs that are actually being put in place on their behalf and that they're making a difference. So I don't think it should always be about us as an organisation pushing things at our colleagues. I think we should be involving them in the process of actually helping to understand where they feel they need to benefit from training and upskilling in the first place.
To me, it's important to think about meeting the learner at their place of need. When I'm talking about the learner, if the retailer is thinking about their retail store associates, store managers, think about how they're accessing information. A person on the sales floor might only have a tablet with them or might not have anything at all. So figure a way to get technologies on how they're already doing their job. For a store manager or someone maybe behind a kiosk and they can pull up something on their screen, that's another important way to think about how to get information to them at the most relevant time.
There are several ways employers can future-proof training materials so that associates are always ready to tackle the next generation of tech, and employers are ready to tackle the next generation of content consumers. Taking a persona-based approach enables employers to develop targeted and relevant training materials that are delivered in the right way and utilize the right technology. Employers don't always want to find themselves in a situation where they've over-engineered the training and it doesn't resonate with the target audience. It's all about meeting the employee where they are and leveraging technology in the right way to deliver training that suits the employee's specific needs, whether that's on the sales floor, behind the cash, or in the stock room. Personas help employers to understand their learning audience while allowing them to create targeted content, address knowledge gaps, and improve motivation and engagement. They communicate the relevant associate attributes, their preferences, on-the-job needs and desires, and therefore help to ensure that the resulting training programs truly resonate with target audiences.
The better informed and more knowledgeable the retail team is, what you'll find is that will translate itself into a much better customer experience and much better customer engagement. Because ultimately what you're looking for here is for colleagues on the front line of our businesses to provide customers with the right level of information to help them find the products that are right for them. depending upon whatever it is they're looking to buy. And what you tend to find is when you get all of that right, everything goes up, all the KPIs go up, conversion rates go up, because people don't walk out the store empty-handed. They also tend to spend more, so customers tend to buy more items or more units. So units per transaction increase, average order values increase, conversion increases, sales increase. And what you also find is that customers come back more frequently, and therefore their lifetime value increases. So there's nothing not to like about providing better experiences for customers in the store and empowering our colleagues in the front line to deliver those experiences.
We're working with brands these days where a real priority is the bridging of this kind of brick and mortar world with the digital world, because these brand experiences to the customer have to be the same experience, right? So the blended experience is what it's often called. So how we're empowering the in-store associate with tools and with recommendations and all that sort of thing. And a lot of them even have, tablets and phones that they're using to help customers in store. That can't really be different. That's to be mirrored in the contact center and who is really a contact center associate, right? So those experiences have to be the same, and we have to bridge that with the same types of tools, the same types of experience, because now customers expect that. Not only the information to bridge those two worlds, but also how their interactions are and what their experiences are with those two types of agents or associates.
From the retailer's perspective, I would think that a customer that engages with a store associate is more likely to make a purchase and more likely to have a larger basket size when they check out because of that engagement. You recognize it's a bit cliche to say that your store associates are the face of your brand, but if we consider that even today, 80 to 85% of your retail sales are still happening in store versus other sales channels, I would offer that it's safe to say those associates have a lot more impact on the sale than you would otherwise imagine.
We don't naturally wake up and are salespeople, right? Like that's just not something that we know or learn in school. So all of the training practices build that confidence. And, we do that through role playing, through practicing, through programs, as well as product knowledge. Product knowledge really builds confidence in people because they feel smart. They have something to share with their customer other than, hi, how are you? So I feel like that's just so important to remember. And that does translate into an amazing customer experience. You can feel that when you go into stores of employees that are well trained in product knowledge and sales practices versus not.
Say something does happen and there's a hiccup in the point of sale when a customer is checking out. A well-trained associate that knows how to handle that situation will still leave the customer with a positive impression about the store, the brand, and the people they interacted with. And that's what they're going to walk away with remembering. And it's what they're going to tell people when they are talking about this experience. So it really emphasizes the importance of not just those customer-facing systems in the store, but all the right back-end systems that support all of these operations.
When it comes to back of store tasks, it's really about automation and tools around scheduling, better inventory management, and better replenishment that will enable associates to serve customer faster. And at the end of the day, that well-informed employee, there is that reflection on the workforce well-being.
In our next episode, as part of the Data Drivers series, we'll dive into the future of data and analytics, making complex data accessible, AI, and everything in between. To learn more about the Retail Cloud Alliance, don't forget to click the link below and subscribe to our channel so you're first in line to watch the latest episodes.